It's a big day for India. This morning, Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting Indonesian Prime Minister as the G20 Summit gets well and truly underway. A packed schedule for India's Prime Minister at the summit. He is expected to hold bilateral meetings with several top world leaders and officially take over the chairpersonship for 2023. These are the live visuals coming in on your screen from Bali in Indonesia, where this G20 Summit has been on. It's going to be for the next 2 days as well. It's a 3-day short visit for the Prime Minister, but it's going to be meeting 10 world leaders. There are going to be multi-engagements in the next 45 hours. This, remember, is very crucial summit for India this time. Apart from the meetings, of course, an expected meeting with UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, US President Joe Biden, but also the fact that India is the next host and the presidency will be with India, and that Prime Minister Modi is going to take. Meeting the Indonesian Premier there on your screens right now. A handshake, a warm greeting, smiles, and then onward to the dais. That's Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacting with the Indonesian Prime Minister, flanked by the security personnel. It's a guard of honor, so to say, to welcome, of course, the topmost dignitaries that have come from other nations. A big moment for Indonesia, of course. And now, meeting Prime Minister of Indonesia. Remember, Bali and Indonesia also shares historic, religious, cultural ties with India, and therefore the summit gaining additional significance. The summit has already started. There have been dignitaries, as you can see behind you, the flags of different countries as well behind the Prime Minister. The Indian tricolour also in scene, and that interacting with the Indonesian Prime Minister. Now, of course, the highlight, many are saying, if it is going to be about Xi Jinping, the Chinese Premier, and US President Joe Biden to also meet. And that would be amid the possibility of a Chinese invasion in Taiwan after Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taipei, amid the ongoing war in Ukraine. All of these are going to be international references and engagements. G20 Summit, just to give you a background, is a highly respected and a regarded international summit. And India today, of course, ensuring that we get you the ground report, the ground status of this. This is the 17th G20 Summit being held in Bali. Let's go across to Sweta Singh in Bali.
आज का होने वाला है पीएम के लिए ये फूड एंड एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी पे बातचीत, यानी कि यहाँ पर जो इंडोनेशिया है वो अपनी प्रेसिडेंसी में ये कह रहा है कि हमें दुनिया को उबारना है इस संकट से। पर प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी भारत की ओर से ये कह रहे हैं कि हमें दुनिया को उबारना है, लेकिन एक सस्टेनेबल तरीके से और पर्यावरण के हित को देखते हुए। उसके बाद आज वर्ल्ड लीडर्स का यहाँ पर लंच होगा। सभी नेता जो यहाँ पर अलग अलग देशों के राष्ट्राध्यक्ष पहुंचे हैं वो सब एक साथ उस समय मुलाकात करेंगे, यहाँ के समय के अनुसार मल्लिका 12:30 बजे, और जो भारतीय समुदाय के साथ उनकी मुलाकात है वो यहाँ के समय के अनुसार एक बार फिर 5 बजे, यानी कि लगभग आप भारत में 2:30 बजे का समय लगा लीजिए।
So what Shweta is saying, and I'll just translate it for our viewers, that in the afternoon at about 2:30 that is where the big moment is expected. These are the first visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Bali, flanked by the world flags. Just right behind him as he is walking and passing through is a reference of the nations that are participating in it. And then he goes on to the stage and meets the Indonesian Prime Minister. This, remember, appears as Shweta is also saying that this is going to be the food security, energy, that is going to be the highlight right now today for Prime Minister Modi's interaction.